Okay, I'm back on. Hey everyone, this is Liz, founder of the Divine Balance Community. And the reason why I said I'm back on is because I just shot this video, y'all, and I had no sound. So I'm going to start over and I'm going to tell you again why divine balance exists. So there's two main reasons. So I'll start with the story, the origin story. So, some of you may or may not be familiar with this concept, this idea called the divine feminine. And you see my playlist, I have divine feminine rising, and I think of the divine feminine as more of a principle or the feminine half of God because God is neither male nor female. I know, I'm offending some of you. It's Father God. Human concepts. The I am as a spirit, neither created without without beginning, without end, right? This God we know or we speak of. So there is a feminine side to God. It's described in other religions. Like right now I'm looking at the yin and the yang, Shiva, Shakti, looking at how this principle was represented in many other ancient societies that the West does not even want to look at. And so this community is partially off of my research and then finding everywhere is like, wait a second, why is it only in, I think, two religions, or at least the main ones, that there's no female deity? It's almost as if they're saying that women aren't divine. And yet, the more ancient faiths or religions or belief systems, you see a mother goddess, the source of life. Even Mother Earth, this idea of Earth goddess, Earth goddess worship. I'm not there. I'm not there. Okay, but I wanted to just share this because this feeling that something was a little bit off with that. I've had that for a while. Hey, who's ever watching? I have this question like, why is it that women are depicted differently or not divine in specific religions, and yet there's supposed to be this idea of women are partners or supporters, but they've got us like in this lower status. So, me growing up in Pentecostal Christianity and always having these questions, I started to go, it's about time I start studying these things for myself. But what actually happened was just having the curiosity, and then at one point dating this guy that wanted to be Orthodox Jew. And so I felt, if I'm going to be this guy's wife, right, I need to learn a little bit about what he wants to be or what he wants to believe in. So, no, I was not on board with becoming an Orthodox Jew and immigrating to Israel. Crazy stuff. But I started studying Hebrew, and that led to the discovery of this book. You're going to be able to see this book, A Mighty Warrior. You can barely see it. Okay. This book, A Mighty Warrior, by Dr. Frank Seekings. He created this book because his wife was a warrior. And by that, just meaning she's a strong woman that takes care of business, and he didn't know how to handle her energy because he was always trying to dominate and it wasn't working out for him. So, somewhere in the end, he writes about how the balance in their marriage was upset because he kept trying to make her subservient. And he was listening to these other men who had that great idea that you just tell her what the church says. She needs to sit down and be quiet and listen to you. I think he might have ended up divorced if he listened to them. So his beautiful wife Sally, this book was written, and it's on Proverbs 31 and a few other scriptures that are in the New Testament somewhere, but primarily the Proverbs 31 woman, as you've never seen her depicted before. because it goes into the ancient Hebrew, one of the original languages of the Bible, and then he shows what these words mean using the pictograms and using the rest of the times that the words appear in the Bible. When it's used here, when it's used there, and the next point, this idea in Proverbs 31, the woman is called a warrior. Who can find a capable wife actually translates who can find a female warrior. And the concept here comes to be like this woman has your back. She's your number one ally. So don't try to make her small. You are equals from the beginning. So this book and another book called Guardian Angel by Dr. Skip Moen changed my life when I went through it. So I started teaching about this in 2020 on another channel. Wait, it was on this channel. You just can't see those. You can't see those videos because I have my whole, Orthodox Jew looking get up. I have to laugh now because I was trying real hard for him. So the Divine Balance community came about from my journey with that, and then also I've been a part of the Wake Up Warrior community for about 8 years now. You don't know what that is? Good for you. You probably shouldn't know what it is. I shouldn't say it like that. YouTube is not recording. Did I get reported? Open studio. Checking on something if you're still watching. YouTube is not receiving enough video. Oh, we just got interrupted. Okay, we had a little interruption there. Maybe I said the wrong thing. The Wake Up Warrior community. So, no, the connection is poor. Should I keep talking? I'm gonna keep talking. Okay. I forgot to record locally. So I've been a part of the Wake Up Warrior community for about 8 years, and that community has become kind of like a para-Christian organization where they're teaching you about your divinity next to God and coming into alignment with what that looks like for your life. And it's all about being purpose driven and about business and metrics, and also how you show up in your relationships, spirituality. It's a personal development community, kinda. So the Divine Balance community is a combination of me combining what I learned through warrior training and then coming across this book, Mighty Warrior, and then this is phase 2, burnout, or my body just cutting out on me, breaking down on me. Year 2024, also the year that Dr. Frank Seekins passed away. My body kind of got sick of whatever I was doing, which is running hard. I just been taught work hard and you'll be successful, right? My parents are from, or at least my mom is from the Caribbean, so this idea of just work hard, go to school, work hard that's very much what is drilled into us. And you better not get bad grades because so that's what I grew up under. In 2024, I got sick. I had so much pain that I ended up bedridden for about 2 months. Couldn't really work. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me, hey, you have fibroids. So we got 3 options here. You can have surgery where we cut it out. You can let us solder, burn the things that feed the fibroids, or you can start on this wonderful drug called Myfembree. And I said, oh, okay, I'm going to choose none of those, and I'm going to go on a health retreat. So I went on a health retreat to Puerto Rico. I was there for about 2 weeks, water fasting and going through a lot of books on forgiveness and all this inner healing stuff, right? And when I came back, I was feeling a little bit better, so I went right back at what I was doing before, which was going hard. And then it took me a little bit, but around November that same year, because this was about May, my body started giving me the same signals, the same signs that, hey, you are trying to kill us, and we want you not to do that. So I stopped. Like I really I stopped. I stopped everything. And you could say that this word that kept echoing around me, surrender, came into my life around, well, I shouldn't say it came into my life around that time, because it was from the start of that year I was getting this message of surrender, and I still don't like that idea, and I don't know what it means, but it doesn't seem like something that a mighty warrior would do. So, but I stopped everything. I stopped my main contract job, which was subbing. You know, substitute teaching is a lot of fun, isn't it? Isn't everybody nice to substitute teachers? I stopped that job. I stopped my other contract work, tutoring, subbing, and book editing, and helping manage a e-com store, and writing books, ghostwriting too. Yes, ghostwriting and editing. All these different things I was doing, I stopped. And something that opened up for me was, what is my purpose? What am I put on this earth to do? If if there's nothing else that I contribute to society before I die, what will it be? And so this work came to me from that. Staying the truth about what's in the Bible that people like to use to manipulate and control. And the actual translations is like, hey, gotta let you know, because I was that girl. I did my best. So a lot of times you'll see, like when I'm writing things, I'm talking about the good girl is exhausted. The good, you try to be good, right? Because you think that you're pleasing God by keeping all these religious rules, and then you find out these religious rules were just stuff that some people translated or mistranslated, and so it's not necessarily God's will. You just were told it was. So that is the purpose of the Divine Balance community. I unpack this book mainly, The Mighty Warrior, Proverbs 31, explaining the Hebrew, because I did spend a couple of years studying it after, the guy that I did not end up marrying. Um, and going deeper on what it means to be aligned within yourself. So, women not going hard in the masculine energy, but balance with the masculine and feminine, choosing which energy is appropriate at which time, and then also recognizing it is in your nature to be a fighter, or to defend, or to to be in the battle with your partner. It's not necessarily feminine to be soft all the time. So I welcome you to Divine Balance. I'll give you a proper welcome earlier. Welcome you to Divine Balance. This is a community on the school platform, so I have it linked in the description below. If you want to figure out what it's about, I have created a 7-day process for you to know the different levels of what it means to be the warrior woman, the Eshet Chayil, a woman that is balanced in softness and strength. So, there you have it. I'll see y'all in the next broadcast.